Okay, here we are with my book, Bluesify Your Melody, which you can get at www.gindick.com. It comes with a CD, and it notates every great public domain melody in second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth positions. And so if you know these songs and then you learn to play them on the harp, it ties in your ear and your imagination with the techniques that you're working on, and you bluesify your melody. Amazing Grace is an example of the song played in second position. And here's the tab for it. But I'm not going to play Amazing Grace in a typical way, because here we are on page 106, because this section is on improvising on the melody. So I'm going to show you how to improvise on Amazing Grace. So here's the song, kind of the way I play it, what I call the core melody. Okay, and so that is notated here in the book. Now, one of the first ways that you can improvise on a melody is just in your attitude on it. And we could swing Amazing Grace. Good thing to do next time you go to a funeral and you're asked to play it. I'm just kidding, of course. Okay, but here we go. And so just by swinging it and using techniques like sliding into the note, sliding in, gives a little pre-note, little one way to swing your songs is to pretend that you're an Elvis Presley, a bad Elvis Presley imitator singing them, and well, it's and a little pre-note before every note. Amazing is in a grace. That little boom, boom is one of the ways you can get that you slide into it. It's hard to slide into a one draw. Oh, but that worked, didn't it? Because I used the slide. So anyway, so that's the core melody as shown right there in the book. Now the next, the top line then is the core melody, and the line below it is a suggested improvisation. And so you can see that, well, I'll just play it for you, leave it to you to pull out your copy of the book. And so here we go. That's the core melody. Now see if I can fumble through this planned improvisation. So that's what I did. I took the blues scale down, 6 blow to 3 blow, or to 2 draw, and substituted it for How Sweet the Sound. So instead of Amazing Grace, how sweet the sound, I went Amazing Grace, how sweet the sound. And I did it just by taking a stock riff, just the scale, and playing it in the rhythm. Okay, now I have another option here. This is a great book. It really should sell so much more than it does. All right, so I'm gonna jump from the 4 draw to the 6 blow, and then I'm gonna take a riff where I end up using the whole damn harp. It's pretty cool. Hopefully I can pull it off. So be thinking, Amazing Grace. That's what I'm improvising off of. Not bad, huh? Okay, now the next line, that saved a wretch like me, the core way of playing it is, well, that's the way I played it that time. Let's try again. Okay, so that's the way I've written it here, and that's fine. It sounds to me like a close enough core melody from all the way that this song is played and heard. Okay, so it could go up to 6 blow. So that's pretty neat. I took the 6 blow down again, but I made it go to the 4 draw. So 6 blow. Okay, and then I even show how you can take this riff. I call that the 4 draw surprise, and you could mold that riff into the melody. Now we're doing the part that goes. But this improvisational idea is. Okay, so say we were going to use some of these improvisational ideas. Well, first of all, go through the song simply improvisation, with no improvisation or very, very little the first time. Get a sense of the melody. And then once you've done that, take off on it. As a general rule, Miles Davis didn't handle it that way at all. Okay, so Amazing Grace, how sweet the sound. Here's the core melody. No, I'm not going to play that. I'm just going to improvise. Okay. Okay, and then I once was lost, but now I'm found. What could be played with embellishments? Or something like that. So I think that you get the idea of ways that you can improvise, and it is tabbed out for you to get the general idea. Here's more examples of doing it in Red River Valley Blues, and the idea of riff substitution, where you take the actual song and then you can substitute that line with riffs that are easier to play. And I'm already improvising on the attitude, right? Which is the next line in the song. So again, I think you heard how I was able to take a basic riff and mold it to the melody of the song, or the timing of the melody of the song, the rhythmic melody of the song. Another way of putting it is the meter of the song. the syllables of the song. Am I making myself clear here? Okay, it's just going to be far too boring to walk you through each entire song. The thing for you to do is to learn the damn melody of the song and get it down, and in a separate endeavor, learn to play the riffs and get them into your muscle memory, and then combine them. Don't use improvisation as a way to escape playing the melody unless that's absolutely necessary. Okay, so got my C harp, I'm playing the key of G, and I'm just going to play a little Amazing Grace. Start with the 6th blow down. Let's do it all through the song to get going. So, let's take the 4 draw surprise, do the same thing. Take the Good Morning riff. Now I'm going to try and do the scale, going from 9 blow down. You can't blame me for making a mistake on that one. progressions of the song. You have to be careful because your chords have to sound pretty. But let me see if I can do it. That's the one chord, 1, 2, 3, 4 draw. Okay, now you can also play octaves and it'll sound better. It's a wonderful way to provide backup. So let me get things right here. Hey! Wail for me, brother. Or sister. Yeah. Okay, so let's take song number 4, Polly Wolly Doodle All Day. And what I want to introduce at this point is the idea of note substitution. And in this case, I didn't do it for you in the book. but you might see the song starts, I don't know if you can see that or not, on 3 blow and goes to 6, it goes to 3 draw bend, and then to 3 draw unbent, and then it uses the 2 draw and so forth. Well, okay, here's the deal. 3 blow, the same note as 3 blow is 6 blow, and the same note as 3 draw half or bent like that is 6 draw, and the 7 draw covers the 3 draw. So even though didn't do it here, you know why I didn't do it was to make the page fit. Because there's so many ways to do a song that to notate them all and to put them all down would just drive all of us insane. So anyway, so the principle here is note substitution, knowing or go, in this case, going up an octave. Okay, so learning to play the song up there as well as down below with the difficult 3 draw bend. Okay, now because it lends itself to it, you can put the song in kind of a chugging style as well. So I just, instead, in that case, in a very percussive way, instead of playing the 2 draw where it resolves, where that phrase resolves, I play the chord and explode. So to my mind and my imagination, it's kind of like, you know, the whole horn section is coming in on that one note, and or you know, some other instruments are accenting, and it's just an accent, and it's a rhythmic device. It makes it bigger, makes it louder. Okay, so let me continue, and it turns it into a chug. Okay, now here you go. My Sal, she is a spunky gal. Oh yeah. Well, that comes later, so I wouldn't go that one. So now I don't know how's the intonation on that. It probably, you can help your intonation out with your hands. Or a wah wah, if you can make it talk. Takes on kind of a comma effect when you do that. So you can really no bends. Okay, so let me improvise off it a little bit. See where it goes. Now that's a rhythm kiss. I stole that name from somebody. I think Portnoy. Thanks, Jerry. It's a great name. You're inhaling, and it's another way to strike the drum, to give your own accompaniment a little drum beat. Sorry, I confused myself. See what I did. Okay, well that's a good one. 3 draw bend to 2 draw bend. Okay, so let me do it again. Let's see. Then you do the same thing on the exhale. You don't bend, of course. Ending up on the 2 blow. Then bend the 2 draw. 2 draw unbend. Something like that, all right? Difficult bend at 3 dark. So you got to, in the bending, you really got to and hit the coup. If you haven't been taking my bending lessons, you need to, and it sounds as bad as mine, you need to do it. That it does help giving you the wah-wah, I think, for being comic. All right, so let's see where I'm at with this. I've totally forgotten everything I've taught you. I'm sure you can believe. And here you go. Now I have no idea where I'm going. I do this sort of thing to challenge myself, okay? Okay, so now I'm going to save my rear end by going into the melody. And here I'm going to, and then I'm jumping up to the 6th blow, just about it out, because it's so rhythmic. Fare thee well, fare thee well. And that's really cool, you know, fare thee well, fare thee well. And I'm jumping up the 6th blow, the tonic note of the song. I could go someplace else, but that's like the perfect place, jumping up an octave. Now I'm playing the 3/6 octave. Yeah. So I jumped up an octave to play it. And then I have another one of those kind of swivel riffs down, I guess. I did a moment ago. So that's going between, what, the 6th and the 7th. And then I think the 6th and the 5th. No, it's another riff. I mean, for you to sit down and you kind of see the pattern and use your ear to so I'm making a video. I got no more time to mess with it. So let's go. All right. Okay. Now I should slow it down for you, right? Now I did something there that I wanted to point out, the way I slid into the note. Little head shake. I'm not very good at those, I'm afraid. You gotta shake your head. I hate doing that. And you hear how, particularly on these kinds of songs, I'm not a big advocate for using the hands all the time, but where you're trying to like blend the notes in together and to make it all sound the same, yet you're doing all this bending, the hands and having something, this heavy vibrato you get from the hands, the wahs really help the bends that may be off pitch or kind of finding their pitches or going, it really helps blend it and make it smooth. And that's one of the biggest problems with playing this kind of harmonica. But you want to get as good as you can doing it without your hands so that you can hear, really hear what you sound like. You can hear those warts and moles. And, okay. So let's see. It's not so bad. Remember, everything on the harp, the amplifier won't change your tone, your hands won't change your tone, so that'll help smooth things out and make it homogeneous. It all happens in here. All right, so let's do the Wolly Doodle Boogie. Oh, remember, it's very important. This is the most important thing in the entire video. The blues is all about sex. Make it sexy. Okay, now I want to take this opportunity to explain something to you about chords and matching the key note of the chord, or at least acknowledging the chord that's being played. Now, it'll help you. It's also the great thing about videos. You can watch my hands and get a sense where I'm going. So if you look here at Wolly Doodle, and it's fun to learn this silly song and jazz it up. I just love doing this. Okay, so you see that we have the G chord, and all these riffs play, and they're expressing the G chord, but the G chord is expressed on the 3 blow, right? I mean, and the 2 draw. We know that. That's the G note on our C harps. But at the end of the phrase, we go and we resolve it on the 3 draw double bend, or the 6 draw. And that happens to be the A note on your C harp, and it's part of the D chord. It's part of, so we're actually going, it's like the 5th note of the D chord. It's not a 4 draw, which is the D note. So it's a very important note to land on, or to really improvise, to land on the D note, which is at 4 draw. So by watching my hands or knowing, having a sense of the chord progression, and notice this isn't a 1-4-5, and it's very jazzy and bluesy when you play it that way. We're playing a part of the D chord. So then as we come down, we return to the G chord, and we're ending on the 3 blow. And the chords continue here. We have a 3 draw right at the G chord change. Maybe that G chord goes above the 3 blow, but also 3 draw unbent is part of the G chord. Then, true to Gindick style, we have a G chord there. Well, it's you can see it's got the 3 blow. It's resolving, and here again under Fairy Fay, the D, and it's the 3 draw, which is part of the D chord. That 3 draw full step bend doesn't work. Well, it's a really very minor key kind of. It's not the note you want typically for the G chord, but it is the note that you want for the D chord. So anyway, so it's this principle of matching the root note of the song in your improvisation. So here we are, and here's the 1 chord. Let me get my hands around here for you. Here's the 1 chord, the G, okay? And I play a G, and G's around the 3rd fret. That's a G, and that's G, okay? And I make that a G7. And so you'll see it's up around the 3rd fret. Okay, so that's the 1 chord playing in the key of G. Now the C chord, the folk chord, is like that, or you know me, I'm here, and it's on the 3rd fret, but it's a different formation. Okay, that's actually a C9, and that's your 4 chord. And your 5 chord is on the 5th fret, and it's the same formation. All right, so this song, as you see, it goes from the 1 chord to the 5 chord a lot. I'm not sure does it have a 4 chord in it? No, it's just 1 to 5. It swings, baby. So let's just play the 1 chord to the cadence of the melody, and so play the 2 draw is what I'm suggesting. Oh, my fault. Now let's try that 3 draw full down. So, along with playing, isn't that 3 draw cool, what you can do with that? Or you can make it talk if you really have the good embouchure and play from your throat, and also the cleanliness of taking the cadence of the song. Well, I kind of forgot what I was going to say there. might have gotten lost there, I don't even know. Send your cards a letter. Just muscle memory, baby. So I've stayed in this part through the D chord, through the 5 chord, so I play like a 3rd position riff out of 4 draw. And I return to a 1st position riff out of the 2 draw. Now, whenever you have a song that starts on the 3 draw unbent, you've got the potential for a really great melodic song. And that's the case of Bill Bailey's song number 5, 3 draw unbent, and then bent to unbent. Give it a little. Now, the punch and the energy, it really comes from the as well as the accurate bending. You hear that in there? And that's one of those 5 to 4 draw, then 5 to 4 blow, and then do it down a hole, and then resolve it on the right note to express the chord. So better slow it down, right? Won't you come home, Bill Bailey? Won't you come home? I cry the whole night long. I'll do the dishes, baby. I will pay the rent. I know I've done you wrong. Remember that rainy evening I drove you out with nothing but a fine tooth comb. Well, you know I'm blamed. Ain't that a shame? Oh, Bill Bailey, won't you please come home? All right, let's stay close to that little Mr. Melody. come home. She cried the whole night long. I will do the dishes, honey, I will pay that rent. I know I've done what I know you wrong. Remember that rainy evening it drove me out with nothing but a fine tooth comb. It'll come back to haunt you, and I no longer want you. So baby, don't come home. Just made that up pretty good, huh? So, make up for it. I gotta do it right. One more time. So anyway, here's the product that'll get you started doing this, taking these great melodies and turning them into blues and jazz. It's the Cross Harp Songbook, Bluesify Your Melody, Blues Harmonica and Guitar Chords, the world's 90 most recognizable folk, gospel, blues, patriotic, children's, and holiday songs played, blues and jazz styles, including tabs for first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and 12th positions, and guitar chords, and with 73-minute CD song teacher. So this is what you need to get started. It's got Christmas songs, it's got cowboy songs, it's got some blues songs that are in the public domain, it's got religious songs, it's got everything. Get it? Learn to improvise. Now, if you also like this idea of improvising on folk songs, I go into great detail in Gospel Plow, which teaches you how to improvise and jam on a whole bunch of religious, spiritual types of songs. And one of my best improvisational lessons is Rock and Blues Harmonica Volume 2, where it teaches you to play a lot of public domain songs, well, about 6 or 7, but then really goes into detail on riffs and bendings that will help you improvise on these songs. So that is called Rockin' the Folk, and it is Rock and Blues Harmonica Volume 2. It comes with a 22-page little booklet that has lots of information. Thanks a lot.